Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, I've got the tie on, we've got the top hollow music going on, and before I swap to what you can probably expect is a news video, or a news page, we are going to show something that I said. Now, I'm going to pause the music briefly, because I want you guys to hear this. I think we'll get more information within the next day, because some of this information, so you'll probably be seeing another news video soon. I just thought that'd be funny because, what do you know? I actually kind of called the exact timing on news event. So, event. New event just announced. Now, be on the lookout for another strategy guide, kind of similar to what I did with the New Year's event. I kind of found that worked out pretty well for me last time because I was able to make the news video without trying to think of like, oh, what's going to be the best outlook for everything? What's the best plans for everything? I was able to just talk about the news, get the news out there so you guys knew about, when we're updated about what's happening. And then I could talk later about the strategies and what I think are the best plans for what to do with the week later on. Now, what's going on with this week? Now, this is a very interesting event. It's Super Skill Week. Now, before we get into what the event is, I want to talk about the new arrivals. We're getting Rufflet and Braviary, the line, as you did, Simon. They very clearly are stating they are flying type Pokemon. And they're obviously going to be skill specialist. I don't think it actually confirms that here. But everything about the Super Skill Week would heavily imply that they're going to be skill specialists. So it might confirm it somewhere. Yeah, I don't think it actually confirms it here that they're going to be a skill specialist. But, oh well. There's going to be some sort of incense, as is implied right here. Probably in a pack, or like a gift, or not gift, the bonus bundles that you can purchase. But yeah, new Pokemon. It's only going to be available at Greengrass, Cyan, and Snowdrop. And that is consistent throughout the course of the event. Now, it's going to be Berry Burst. Now, this is going to be different than the Disguise Berry Burst that we had with Mimikyu. We don't know how different. My theory is it just doesn't have the chance to crit. It also says that you get a separate number of berries, plus a few from each berries in the Pokemon your team you collect. In other words, it works the same as Disguise, but it says that, note, the number of berries you'll get is different than what you get from Disguise Berry Burst. I bet you that's probably primarily just a balance for different value berries. If we look into the value of different berries in here, you can see that with Rufflet getting the Flying Berry, it has like base value of 24. Whereas with Ghost-type Berry, Mimikyu would have base value of 26. So I wonder if it's just to balance that out a little bit, the fact that it's got a weaker berry. Or maybe to balance out the fact that maybe this one won't crit, because it doesn't have a different form, it doesn't have a broken form like Mimikyu does to signify that it has crit that day. So that could be what the reasoning for that is. But it looks like it's going to work pretty much identically, aside from like the whole crit chance on the Disguise, similar to Mimikyu. But it's got an evolution, so you get one free skill seed, which is pretty nice, especially from free-to-play players. Now, Flying type Berry, as we said, it'll be particularly good at Cyan Beach. And it's going to show up at Cyan Beach, Greengrass, and Snowdrop. They're giving more attention to Snowdrop. I think they've heard the outcry. It's Slumbering type, as is what's expected for flying types. But yeah, that's everything about the new spawns. Now, let's actually get into the more exciting part of the week, or the announcements, which new spawns are exciting. Also note, this is first Unova Pokemon, so now we're having representation from every generation of the game. People kind of thought Unova was long forgotten in the world of Pokemon Sleep, but we're finally getting something. I wasn't expecting it to be a bird, but just because they hadn't really given us any other birds aside from Delibird and Doduo, but this is our first, like, visibly able to fly bird in the game, and our first Unovan representation. So, as for this event, now, Super Skill Week, heavy emphasis on skills Pokemon. Now, something that I do want to point out here, helper Pokemon with the skills specialty can really shine. If we go back to, I should have loaded this prior too, if we go back to the announcement that they made about the future plans. Let's see if I can find that. The future plans it was really, really interesting the way they worded it. Oh, not that announcement. Future features and adjustments, Volume 5. This said, addition of the mode that allows various kinds of Pokemon to shine. Is shining... now, they said a new challenging mode. Is this the new challenging mode? Because this doesn't really seem like a challenge mode. But it does say they can really shine. So, I don't know. There's just some questions there of is this what shining is? Does this mean that certain Pokemon during the challenge event are going to shine in this particular way of getting all the boosts that skill specialists are getting here? I don't know. We'll see. But we're getting some real interesting clues with the wording there. But anyway, aside from putting out that, the actual boost, Mini Candy Boost, pretty cool. I know I have some Pokemon that I want to use Mini Candy Boost on. I've got a Heracross that I'd like to invest up now that it's getting a buff, and I actually want to use it through this week. We'll talk about that. But Mini Candy Boost, boost your Pokemon that you have rare candies for, or like they're difficult ones to get. That's the optimal use of that feature. Now, event period, it's next week, literally starting next Monday, going to the Sunday after. It's happening at every island. I'm glad to see you seeing this. I honestly want to see every event happen at every island. I think that's just, it gives more choice to us. So I'm a huge fan of this decision to not lock it to green grass. I honestly kind of have a little bit of complaints about all the... I don't hate the events that are green grass locked, but I wish every event did this. And yeah, now, there's also missions, as you can see, probably with some Braviary incense, if I guess, or not Braviary. Rufflet? Is that its name? Yes, Rufflet. Alrighty, then bonuses. So, the huge thing. All main skills for all skill specialists will be multiplied by 1.5 times. And main skill levels of the skill specialist will be boosted by 3. That is absurd. As a quick tip, like I said, I'll go more into this in my strategy video. Quick tip would be just use the skill specialist that you've been kind of contemplating if you want to put skill seeds into to kind of get a test for what they feel like. Know that they're going to be tremendously buffed right now, but 3 skill levels is very significant. If it's a Pokemon that's a 3-stage evolution and they have a skill that only goes up to level 6, you just have a maxed out main skill on that Pokemon just by default. Have a Dedenne with skill level up M, that also will give you the Dedenne at max level main skill. That is just absurd, and it's being multiplied by 1.5 times trigger rate, so crazy. Now, also pseudo balance sleep, pretty standard for events these days, and all days, ever since events started becoming a thing. And then certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear during the event. It looks like they're primarily just boosting spawns for all of the base levels of every Pokemon in the game, or every skill specialist in the game, so nothing fully evolved being boosted, aside from, single stages like Heracross or Sableye, who are fully evolved by technicality. But there's obviously going to be different spawn increases based off the island that you go to, because certain Pokemon don't spawn everywhere. And that's pretty much everything about this event, as to what it is. So, yeah, that's your news coverage. If you have enjoyed and maybe learned something, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I always try to cover the news within a couple hours of the announcements if I'm available. So be sure to be on top of this channel to get notified right away and get my thoughts on things. So yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I thank you guys for watching and hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.